And if you have any other questions, shoot.
I think at least one other question that I've always had. I guess the other side to, I guess, sort of head movement and attacking. I guess the head movement and defense. All right. I suppose sometimes what I find is, when I did a bit of sparring, if someone went hard, my natural instinct was to do this, right? Just cover and almost stay still. Is there some basic moves? I guess if someone's going 100%, I kind of do that. So basic moves that you can kind of execute to, I guess, make it a bit better than just covering up and making sure you don't get hit in terms of positioning yourself, whether it's counter punching or moving without obviously going backwards or kind of away from the situation. But is there some basic techniques that should be looking at?
Well, I mean, that's a very broad question, right? Because I don't know what punches are being thrown at you that make you just completely cover up, right? So that's something that I would visually have to see to give you a true, honest answer. But to give you a generalization, there's 4 lines of defense, right?
Yeah.
Head movement, footwork, blocking.
Yeah.
And the 4th one, do you know what that is?
Nope.
Your offense.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you punch, you will prevent somebody from punching at you. And doing this is an easy way to say, come punch at me.
Yeah.
So when you're doing this, you better do it with a plan. So example, I used to do that when I was competing as an amateur fighter. I would cover up like this, but when punches would actually hit my gloves, example, I let them throw a 1, 2, 3. Guys would see this and they would go 1, 2, 3, right? Because it's easy, right? Because you figure there's an opening here for a hook. The 1, 2 looks like you can open. I'm using the peekaboo, right? I can see. As I cover up, as soon as that hook comes, I would bring my arm here, block the hook, and bang, come back with a hook. So now I'm punching at the end of their combination. I'm letting them know, if you continue to punch, I will counter punch you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If somebody's invading my space nowadays, I would prefer to keep my hands semi-relaxed because I'm more experienced. And as they're rushing in, I'd look to check hook them. I look to punch them on the way in because I'm a little bit more experienced now. Yeah. I wouldn't allow them to just punch on me. I would hit them on the way in, or I would use my feet and completely circle to a new place, or I would slip and tie them up. Like if they threw a double jab aggressively, I might catch one, drop, slide in, tie him up, hold on to him, and then reset. So there's so many different options based off what's happening. Somebody's throwing a right hand, I might block it, I might slip it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's throwing a hook, I might block it, I might roll it, or I might bend the waist under it. It depends. Somebody's throwing an uppercut, if they better be throwing an uppercut close, because if they're throwing an uppercut from here, I'm throwing a hook at the same time and I'm knocking them out. So it really just depends what's happening in front of me at that particular time. But one thing I'm not going to do is allow a person to continue to be offensive without punching back.
Yeah.
You have to let them know immediately there's a price to pay if you walk through the front door, right? What's the analogy that we use in boxing? Breaking the house. If you break into my house, good chance here, we live in the United States, good chance you're going to get shot. You're going to get shot breaking in my house. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you break in my house, you're going to get killed. Something's going to happen to you. It's not going to be good. And one thing I will say to you is the same thing with boxing. You break into my house, there's a price to pay. You know, we're not in the business of just letting people punch on us. We're letting people know, like, listen, you get close to me, you're going to get hurt. So you're better off not punching that much. You better be the one who's defensive. You know what I'm saying? You want to let people know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Boxing's a serious game, you know?